Welcome to Heart of the Homestead Family. I'm Allie.
I'm Heidi.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Caroline.
Join us as we share about life on the homestead. Okay, it's still a little cool. It's spring, but we're still having a little bit of time left to be in the kitchen before it's full on, let's get outside stuff done. Yeah. Before you're never back in your kitchen again. Only just to feed the people that you are taking care of.
Yes, maybe do the dishes.
Maybe put a load of laundry in.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are you guys doing as you wrap up your kitchen season?
You guys convinced me a couple weeks ago on the previous podcast to start pressure canning. So I borrowed Allie's pressure canner and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm clearing out my freezers. I'm getting everything ready. Like, I'm unplugging the freezers. So this is like,
yes.
Yeah,
You're committed.
I'm committed. Yeah. Actually, one freezer is dying right now. So I am super committed. Yeah.
Either that or you have to host a big dinner party.
Yeah. Steaks for everybody. That's what.
Okay,
we're going to get some takers.
Yeah, that's a big thing I'm doing is clean up the freezer. So I'm basing my meals on what's left in the freezer. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised. I have bags and bags of golden tiny Tims because we had so much. So I just kept throwing them in freezer bags. Like, my family doesn't really like tomatoes. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bags. But I thought as I was bagging them, so I didn't waste them, like, sure, I'll come up with something that they will eat. But they still sit there. So if you have any ideas of something else I could do with them. But yeah, there's finding more vegetables than I thought, finding some meat that had been shoved under the vegetables. And, Yeah,
I'm mostly just trying to go through my freezer inventory and see, use up what's left, and also use that information for the coming year, how many of certain things to grow based on like, oh, we still have a lot of this left. So what I did last year was adequate, or, oh, we don't have any of that, so I should try and grow more. The only thing that I looked at and thought, maybe I grew too much of this was the garlic. Mm-hmm. So that's really the only thing that I'm like, I have too much. And that's kind of a hard thing to just like feed in abundance to your family. Garlic soup.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that.
You know what is good though? It's garlic jelly. If you've ever had it. It's like sweet, but like garlicky, and like you put it on toast. Yeah.
I have not heard of that.
Yeah. It's really good. It's a lot of work. You have to peel like quite a bit of garlic, but if it's going bad anyway. Yeah.
Well, Allie was telling me the other day of a really quick way to peel a lot of garlic.
Oh yeah, my friend told me about it, and it's just that you separate the individual cloves from the bulb, and then you just put it in a bowl of water and let it soak for, I don't remember how long we let it soak for, maybe 20 or 30 minutes, maybe a little longer. And then the papery wrappings just peel off so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I got like, I don't know, 3 or 4 pounds worth of garlic peeled in maybe 15 minutes.
Wow.
It was quick. And then I just threw those ones in the freezer because that was your suggestion another day, was just throw the peeled cloves in the freezer and then they won't sprout on you. So I did that.
Yes.
I used 2 different tips from 2 different friends to deal with my garlic.
There you go.
And you got some garlic that you're going to turn into black.
Yeah. I got the black garlic maker last year with a lot of enthusiasm to make black garlic. And then I was nervous that I hadn't planted enough garlic, and I didn't want to turn all my garlic into black garlic and not have regular garlic. Yes. So I didn't use it, and it just was sitting there. And when I realized I had too much, I thought, well, I might as well try it. It might not be the best black garlic anyone's ever had, but I figured this was the time that it was worth the risk, because it was extra anyways, and it'll just be for my family, so I don't think anyone will care that much.
So what is black garlic?
So it's fermented, but it's like a dry fermented. So instead of putting it in like a brine that you would if you had like a sauerkraut, or if you had fermented pickles, right? They're sitting in like a liquid brine. This is like a separate little unit. It looks kind of like maybe an Instapot. It's about that size.
Okay.
And inside there's like a 2-layered thing that you just put the whole bulbs in, with the papers wrapping on them and everything, and you just kind of shove them all in there, close the lid, and It's 9 days, I think it takes, or that's the recommended time. You can adjust, I guess, if you like it more or less fermented. But then the little cloves, they kind of dry and like shrivel up and they turn black, which is, I guess, how it gets the name black garlic. But they're surprisingly sweet. So then you just peel them and eat them like it's sort of a raisin.
They're kind of like soft, like squishy, like pasty.
Yeah.
You can spread them.
Chewy.
They're like, yeah.
They don't have that like spicy.
So is it kind of like when I don't know if you've ever fermented garlic and honey. We do that every year.
Different than that though, because it's dry. And then it still doesn't have that sharp flavor. Because I've done it in honey before too. Maybe mine didn't sit for as long as some people's. I've seen some and it like the honey goes dark. Mm-hmm. But the flavor is quite different than that. But I mean, my kids will just eat them like candy. They're kind of like a molassesy flavor to them.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah. Well, if they work out, I'll bring you some.
Let me know.
Report back. Yeah.
So this year, I mean, I already planted my garlic last year. So looking at my basket that was too much, I know now that I can try this black garlic fermenter earlier in the season and probably get a better quality product out of it, because I know that I've overplanted my garlic already.
Yeah, that had to be done already. And before you could take it in.
It's a little longer of a lag before I realize that I've made a mistake with the garlic.
You can never make mistakes with garlic.
Well, that's true. I do love it. I do love it.
Amazing. I know I'm trying to get my recipes organized, so it's really easy to find recipes when I'm coming in at 5, 6 o'clock at night, or that my kids, they're right there so they can look at the recipe and make things quickly. Soon, before I really get outside, I want to get some pre-made stuff done, like ground beef cooked up, meatballs made, hamburger patties made. Those quick, make a meal quicker.
Yeah.
And still get good stuff in there, in our bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got vegetables, like asparagus will start soon. And you have a hamburger, you got some asparagus and some greens from your garden. You just have to add those things and you have your main stuff made and ready.
That's the one thing I still have, like, probably, I don't know, 30 pounds of rhubarb in my freezer.
That rhubarb.
And I'm like, oh man, like rhubarb's coming.
It'll be back soon. Yeah. Once
Yes.
the fresh stuff comes, you're not going to want the freezer stuff anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to force my rhubarb because I don't want it to be early. But then, like, what do you do with all the rhubarb? Like, I'm out of all my fruit. I'm out of strawberries and blueberries, like everything I would mix with my rhubarb. So,
anybody in your house like stewed rhubarb?
We do. We'll eat it.
Yeah,
but it's not
just
like
can up a whole bunch once out of your freezer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just get it out of the freezer. Yeah. But like, if I haven't eaten it so far,
yes,
am I gonna eat it if I can? Like, I don't know.
Maybe not.
See, that's nice. We have pigs, so when I'm cleaning my freezer, I'm like, am I really going to use this, or has it got a little too much freezer burn on it? Okay. Pigs are going to enjoy it, and I'm going to enjoy the bacon, so we're all good.
Yeah. You're just indirectly eating.
Yes. It's not going to be wasted.
Yeah. I suppose it's not wasted in the compost pile either.
No,
like it never is, but it's just...
We just know the work that it went into getting it into that bag, so if we can use it directly.
Yeah. I have a friend who did rhubarb juice before.
Oh yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
It's a good laxative too.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
You make sure you don't drink that straight.
Yeah, not like a whole big cup full of that.
Yeah, we did a podcast about seasonal eating and how the rhubarb is the first thing to be ready, because after you have lots of heavy carbs and things during the winter, then the rhubarb's ready and it can clear your system out and be ready for all the good stuff coming out of the garden.
Yeah, a lot of spring stuff is like that.
Yeah.
Cleansing.
Yes, cleansing. That's a nice word.
This episode is sponsored by Homegrown Hideaway, glamping and special events just outside of Port Dover. Come check out one of our summer concert series. All the information on Facebook, Instagram, or our website, homegrownhideaway.com.
I've also have a friend coming over so that she can teach me how to make bars of soap again. So I was wanting to do that for earlier in the winter, but never got to it. So we're going to get that done before I get back outside. Make a bunch of bars of soap and we'll will be set for. We're making 2 long ones, which will make like 10 to 12 bars of soap. So 24 bars of soap should last me a good year or 2.
Yeah, at least through gardening season.
Yes.
Even if it's not quite a year, it'll at least be cold again before you need more, and then you
Yeah,
be back
then
inside.
I can do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything else that you guys are stocking up on before the season turns?
I tend to, when I'm emptying out my freezer, I tend to make a lot of like soups and chilies and other things and pressure can it all. So that, similar to what you do, so that when I didn't plan or I planned and then I didn't get it out, or I'm not just not ready for it, or the kids can grab it off the shelf and it's already a meal in a jar, but then I know what's in it. And yeah, it works. And I know the family's going to eat it because it's recipes that they've tried and have been approved by my children.
Yeah,
that's key.
Usually.
Yeah. I think I'm really in the wintertime right now anyway. I'm still trying to experiment with recipes that my family like, but are also substitutes for a whole bunch of things. Because I still have like probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 gallons of honey that I'm trying to use up from this year. And I'm replacing a lot of the sugar with honey, but some recipes don't work. Like they just, so I know you guys, some ladies have recommended like substituting with maple syrup is a good example, like a good way, but I just haven't found the right recipe, for all the honey. So
somebody needs to do a cookbook that uses like real alternatives.
Yeah.
And have those recipes, because it is like a whole science. You can't just replace one for one quite often. Everything else has to change, and that's a lot of brain work.
And it is. You can find recipes online, but then oftentimes, like it'll be like, oh, we replaced the sugar with honey, but then they didn't replace. I'm still using like cooking oil. I'm like, I don't want that. I want like use my own fat, or I want to use my own flour. Well, then all of a sudden, like everything changes, and I'm starting from scratch again. So it's a lot of trial and error, and then your kids don't like it, and then it's.
Just did all that work and wasted all that supply.
So
you gotta do like small batches when you're trying it out, so that if it doesn't go well, you can at least eat it.
I know
before you get sick of it, even if no one else wants it.
Yeah. I have to go smaller. When I commit, I want to like just do it and be done. But that's the risk, right?
That is the risk. It might go awesome and it might not.
Yeah. Or I didn't write down what I did the first time, and then it went really well, and the second time, it's like, oh, shoot, I didn't do that right.
Yeah. The number of times you're like winging it in the kitchen and it turns out amazing. And then like your family's like, can you make that again? And you're like, probably not. Probably not. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I've been getting my freeze dryer to go nonstop with the stuff that's in the freezer still. I can just throw it on the trays. I had bags of tomato sauce too that I can throw in there to make a tomato powder. I'm still trying to figure out. I have a lot of cut up asparagus, and asparagus season's right around the corner, so I need to get rid of that. And I freeze dried it before, but it didn't taste great. So I gotta research on how to make it taste good when freeze dried.
Maybe if you crush it up and like put it in other stuff. Like, I'm doing that with the pickles. So like, what Heidi's been doing for me is taking all of my last year's pickles, because I find that after a couple of years they start to go soft in the jar and they're not really crunchy, so no one wants to eat them. So Heidi's been putting them in the freeze dryer, and then I'll take that and crush it up and make it into like a dill pickle powder, right? And then that's a lot more versatile. So if I'm making like egg salad sandwiches, I'll put dill pickle powder in there, or on top of like my popcorn, right?
Yes.
So maybe you could put like the asparagus.
What would you like asparagus flavored?
Like my pasta, I put it in that, or like my eggs, or I don't know, popcorn.
Popcorn. Wow, my kids are not going to.
Not that adventurous. Yeah.
I would put it maybe in like a tuna casserole or something, because sometimes when I'm making tuna casserole, it's just getting whatever green-looking vegetable I have on hand. Sometimes it's green beans, sometimes it's asparagus, sometimes it's garlic scapes. Sometimes it's a little bit of each of those things.
Yeah.
So the flavor I think would go with that too.
Nice.
I make asparagus soup mostly with my frozen asparagus, because it doesn't really reconstitute nicely just as a side dish. But with the soup, I mean, you don't notice the mushiness, because obviously you're making soup out of it. And my kids love it too. So
that's good.
yeah, I think I have a little bit left in the freezer. So we're almost done, which is good because asparagus season is coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
If not, you can always pawn it off on one of our
Yeah,
family
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
We'll
We
just
can
do a
share it
freezer
around.
swap.
We'll have a group chat that says, "Hey, I have extra this.
Yeah.
What do you guys got?"
Yeah.
Awesome. Alrighties. Well, we're down to the last couple weeks of being inside, in the kitchen, getting some things done, and being ready to be outside all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time.
Thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and until next time, enjoy filling your hearts and your jars.